You know what? There's be something new in the future. And I went to visit the Historical Society, and the first thing they said, what's new? I said, did you ever think, when is the new year on the planet Mars? It might not be in the middle of winter. And they go, well, when is it? I said, I don't know. They said, you're the mayor, find out. So that's when I called the Jet Propulsion Lab, and I typed that guy in the public relations office, Guy Webster, and I said, Guy, this is the mayor from Mars. He said, we get these calls all the time. I said, well, I'm from Mars, Pennsylvania. And he said, well, fortunately, I was just in Clarion University speaking. I drove past this place in '79, Mars. I said, that's us. He said, what can I do for you? I said, well, tell us when Mars New Year is. He said, I'll get back to you. So he got back to me in a couple of days. He said, it'll be June 19th, 2015. And that's when we had the first Mars New Year. So this is what's developed since that time. And thank you all for being here tonight.
Now don't stand behind me anymore, right? That was improv. The first one's targeting the first quarter of 2021. So this is groups that want to send rovers up. There's groups that want to do infrastructure on the surface of the moon. Infrastructure, one example of that is a laser communication node from the surface of the moon. And why does that matter? That is massively upgrading the bandwidth capability from the surface, about 2 orders of magnitude faster. The power of a public-private partnership. We can take the best minds in the world at NASA and help us create a commercial platform that then NASA can build on top of and take advantage of in the future so that they can focus on the next really, really hard stuff out in space. Airbus is our partner for landing systems and systems engineering. Dynetics is doing our propulsion, big company down in Alabama. DHL is actually a sponsor, so DHL to the moon. So now you can actually ship things to the moon through DHL. And ULA is our launch partner. You might not know them, but you definitely know their parent companies, Lockheed and Boeing. Ours is 1.2 million per kilogram. That might sound like a lot to you and I, and it is. But for space agencies, it's a pretty affordable way to get up there. One example of this is the Mexican Space Agency, which is AEM on this chart. So AEM, very modest new space agency. They could be the 4th nation to land and operate on the moon after China. That's pretty cool, right? So we can actually outsource our Apollo moment that we had back in the 60s and 70s and make it possible for the whole world to experience that same kind of feeling. And then going back to the DHL, big thing that a lot of people don't know about yet is NASA is going to build a gateway around the moon. So think like a miniature space station, not manned full-time, and it's going to be orbiting the moon, and astronauts can go up to that. That opens up a lot of possibilities on the surface of the moon. And then they're also going to be funding a whole bunch of commercial landers to go to the surface of the moon and send payloads up to the surface. And they have a whole program called Eclipse. It's funded. It's a $200 million kind of program. And we were one of 9 of those companies that was selected to be able to compete with that. So we're very excited about this and look forward for NASA to offer their first packages to be sent up to the surface very, very imminent.
Are the ones that are tinkering with stuff that are really helping us to think beyond the limits of living on this earth, just like John spoke of. So the fact is that we think that a Mars Exploration Center, and NASA's agreed to help us have exhibits and speakers and all sorts of things at that center could be really unique in the town of Mars. So we've been working on that in the background, and we got a lot more work to do, but it is becoming, each little step of the way, more and more a possible reality for us, and a way for us to be proud not only of our town name, but what we can offer to the future for our children and our families. And I think that speaks volumes of who we all are, because we know that's the future.
Just sort of give you an update, really emphasizing some of the newest and latest and greatest things about this wonderful planet we call Mars, okay? Now Mars is bigger than the moon, but smaller than the Earth, all right? It's the next planet beyond Earth. Beyond that is the asteroid belt, and then Jupiter. Just to give you a little idea of why Mars is smaller than the Earth, it's because of Jupiter. The asteroid belt, which we believe have millions of small bodies, are actually planetesimals that are trying to get together to become a planet. But Jupiter has robbed them of that opportunity. Becoming a planet requires these two objects to collide and then reform into one object, and more collisions and more accretion occurring, creating a planet. 2015, Greg and I had talked back and forth on the phone, and it was just a wonderful opportunity for me to grab teams at JPL in a number of places and get them up here, and we had a wonderful time. I had brought up a small rover, a Sojourner-sized rover, which is about the size of a microwave. And I had a booth, and I had a line of kids, and I'd lay down and I'd run them over with the rover. Just run them over, okay, back and forth. And we'd talk about Mars and what these rovers were doing and what it was like. And a little boy who was Lachlan, householder, I don't know if maybe some of you know the Householder family, followed me around all day long. It was great, Took him across the street to the coffee shop, bought him a cocoa. I had coffee, and we chit-chatted, and then go back out. And he was very, very shy, very quiet, and we just chit-chat a little bit. Whenever he wanted to talk, we talked. So I gave him my card, and about 9 months later, his father sent me an email. Excuse me. And his father said, he's doing great in school. I come home and he's building out of Legos Juno, which is one of my spacecraft that we took to Jupiter. And he was just telling me all about what his kid is doing he's never done before. And he's looking for me on TV, and he watches the NASA specials and just can't get enough of that stuff. And then he said, Jim, thank you for the gravity assist. Okay? And I have a podcast named Gravity Assist. Okay? Here it is. I'm in my third season. This season's going to be about the moon. And what I do is I bring in scientists. I bring in scientists Neil deGrasse Tyson can't even get it. I mean, some really top scientists. And we talk about the science they're doing right now, and I think we get it right because we talk about it so you can get it. We can talk about it so we understand it. And it's just like our dinner conversation. You're sitting there eavesdropping over about a 20-minute period. And then at the end of it, I say, what was your gravity assist? Okay? Because we as scientists and engineers weren't born thinking we were going to be that. Something happened along the way. An event, a person, a teacher, a book, an activity, landing on the moon. Something happened that accelerates you forward and changes your direction so that you can meet that object. And in space, we call that a gravity assist. And that's happening. And it never occurred to me at that time that I could give gravity assist. And so the guys and gals that I interview are also giving gravity assist. This is why I'm passionate about coming back to Mars, Pennsylvania, because I want to give more kids a gravity assist. All right?
It's real easy to talk about because this community is special. Where else on the planet do you have a place called Mars? Right here. And those people are going to come here because they know they want to be part of it. That's why we're going to have 50,000 people here.